shirt. I'm gonna grow the hair out and get a shirt just like that. And oh, hey guys, didn't know you guys were. I don't want to buy that shirt or get that. Anyway, so yeah, we're back with another episode.
Did I just sleep for a week?
A whole week. Feels like it. This is what we're doing right now. This is it. So I mean, yes, we're just gonna keep doing this. Turn the camera off, and then we're gonna sit for a week, and then when the week passes, we're gonna get back and do it again. And just that's what we do. We love you guys so much. It's what we do for you. Welcome back to another episode of Journey to the Dark Side. I'm your host Daniel.
I'm Simon.
And
this is the conclusion of the prequel to the Dark Side.
The Mean Mark trilogy right here. So we're getting to the end of it here. Why don't you lay out those stats for us before we get started?
Thank you.
Yes. I learned some manners over the week.
Great American Bash 1990. Man, almost exactly 30 years ago. 29 years ago, excuse me.
Getting there.
July the 7th, 1990, from the Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. Any guesses on how many fans attended this show?
So we did 7,000 plus on the last one. I'll be generous. Let's say 9,000. About 10.
14,000.
9. Well, I mean, it was the one of their tentpole ones. So
Yeah,
okay,
Great
fair
American
enough.
Bash, where Sting and Ric Flair went for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Sting's first title win there. So history making show right here.
But we're not watching that match.
Well, what match are we watching?
Another championship match.
Oh.
For the NWA United States Championship. We'll see Mean Mark take on... He wasn't quite the total package. But he's always a total package to me.
Absolutely.
Lex Luger.
So let's get into it here. Let's talk a little bit about, I guess...
Right now on the screen you're seeing one of the worst promos that I've ever heard. This man could not talk himself out of him.
I'll disagree. He sucked as a face. When you watch like his old cocky heels from like the late 80s, he's part of the Horsemen. Pretty good. Like not great. I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's on level of Tully and Arn and the rest of them, or Flair, but he wasn't bad. But whenever he was heel, I noticed they were just a little bit better. Cause I feel like in real life he's probably kind of cocky. So when he's trying to do the I'm a good guy and I'm grateful to have all these fans. So humble. It's like, no, you're not. You're a cocky prick. You know you are.
Stumbles over his
exactly.
words.
No, it feels very fake and forced. So I agree. Yeah, that's a bad promo right there. So tying this into a little bit of kayfabe here, Mean Mark has been laying out motherfuckers left and right with the heart punch. Drop an elbow to kind of seal the deal. Now we are only doing the pay-per-views, but it should be noted that at the last couple Clash of Champions, the dude had some matches. I want to say he beat Pillman at one of them, and I want to say Z-Man, but I could just be completely wrong. But he has been laying them out, so he's been working his way up the ladder. From a kayfabe perspective, this is pretty impressive because he hasn't even been there a full year yet, and he's already, and at a time when like titles were a little bit, meant a little bit more than they do now, he actually is climbed up to the U.S. title. Now, I was mentioning to you before he came on the air that, I thought it was kind of interesting that from a kayfabe perspective, like he jumps over that TV title and goes straight for the U.S. Now, in the WWF, the IC title was always kind of the workhorse title.
Yeah.
And then of course your world title is your main event title, your star title. And I feel like here though in WCW, the U.S. title was almost like it really was like a secondary world title because it was like that's your main star, and then the U.S. was like the guy that we are grooming to be the man. But it wasn't really a workhorse title. I'm not saying that there wasn't those champions, but for the most part, it wasn't. Your TV title was the get out there and bust your ass and show what you got, showcase what you got. So from a realistic standpoint, it makes sense why Taker's not doing TV title and going straight to U.S. But from a kayfabe perspective, you'd be thinking like, shit, like this dude, he's just dominating so much so they threw him in a bigger bracket.
Yeah.
And now here he is, literally debuted on pay-per-view back in February. Here we are now. Was it June, July?
July, yeah.
Boom, right there. U.S. title match. So, not bad. Now, he does have a new manager. We got to talk a little bit about that.
Man. Oh, Paul E. Dangerously.
Nice.
Paul Heyman. And I'm telling you what, another first for me. Here we go.
Heyman as a manager?
Heyman as a manager.
Well, Paulie Dangerous. Yeah, I got you. We know what you mean.
Beforehand,
Yeah.
pre-ECW and all that shit.
Dangerously. Paulie Dangerously, yeah. First Paulie Dangerous.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Really, really liked it. Like,
very entertaining.
And again, he was probably new to the company and was new to the world of that. And just,
still young and
took to it like a fish to water.
absolutely.
And I don't know. I could probably go back and do some research. Probably should. I don't exactly know how long he'd been in the company at that time, but
about a year or so, I'd say. I remember this is the year before that was the year he fought Cornette in the tuxedo match. So at least about a year, but still, yeah, you're right though. Even a year in,
and definitely. I mean, not overrated, not underrated. I mean, he has his spot.
Now let me ask you this: from a kayfabe perspective, an upgrade. Now, I mean, realistically, Heyman's definitely better than Taylor Long. But from a kayfabe, because to me, I always thought it was interesting though. Like Heenan, in my opinion, greatest manager of all time. But from a kayfabe perspective, he's a shitty manager. Like he never really let anybody. I mean,
I feel like Teddy Long was probably more of a.
Because I feel like with Teddy Long, he actually did capture the tag titles. Yeah. Whereas Heyman, but once again. Clearly, one's more of a main event manager than the other. Because even though he sucks as a manager, that's the point. He's supposed to be trying to foil the good guys and losing. So
to me, Teddy Long was more of I need somebody to fight for me.
Yeah,
I need some big guys to come out here and fight for me and make Heyman
business.
I'm going to take you to the top.
Exactly. He's definitely more money oriented.
We're going to make money.
Exactly. No, you're right there. So
I think Heyman was definitely more manager like.
Yeah.
Like legitimate, like
I never thought about that, but you're right. He does kind of have, and that's kind of he knows the same way. Like him, it would get personal every now and then. For the most part, he was just trying to get his money, trying to get his cut. Underpay the guys a little bit.
Of course, yeah.
So,
but and Cornette has always said, and we all know Cornette's opinion on wrestling at times, and his opinion even on Heyman at times. But has always said like, if Cornette's the whatever you want to call it of the South. Mm-hmm. Heyman is that guy from the North. Yeah. They're each other. They're the North and South version of each other.
Yang kind of thing. No, absolutely. I totally agree with that too. So, Luger, who has been, and as we mentioned in the last 2 episodes, past couple of weeks, that he has been main eventing.
Yeah, what happened there?
He was always the U.S. title during that, or U.S. champion during that, and they never quite hit him with that. Like, you're not defending your title. A couple years later, when Rick Rude would show up and become the U.S. champion, he would go through a period where he wasn't defending it. Now, part of it was legit injury, but the other part of it was he was challenging for a world title. But because he's a heel, they're like, this guy's not defending his title, and this is a disgrace and all that stuff. No one mentions shit about this with Luger. I mean, clearly he's a good guy or whatever, but it is just kind of funny that it's like, during that time, it was clear they weren't going to even toy with the notion of giving him the title. And they're like, well, don't get rid of your U.S. title because you ain't going to have nothing else. Like, as soon as we're done, as soon as Sting gets better, you're going right back down the card, and you're going to need something, so don't. So I always thought that was just kind of interesting that it's just kind of like, huh. But and once again, I didn't watch Clash of Champions or TV. Who knows? Maybe he was hitting that 30-minute or 30-day mark each time, and he'd defend against some jobber real quick, and then be like, all right, title, and going back out to do my thing.
And his promos aside, I mean, Luger's in 1990. Absolutely amazing that guy.
Oh, absolutely. And I said last week, 2 years ago, 2 years prior to this, he should have already won the title. There's a match he has against Flair, and it was thrown out because Luger was busted open, which he really wasn't, but that was supposed to be the angle. It's like, oh, too much blood, and he's not. But they had to throw it out, and the crowd is literally pissed, and they're booing. And it's like, dude, Luger was fucking over at that time.
Yeah.
I think at this point, it probably is 2 years too late, and people are ready for Sting. But at the same time, it's like, you kind of miss your opportunity there. And that's always been kind of Luger's story, I feel like, was this like, he's always hot, but they never strike when the iron's hot. They wait until it's like, okay.
His career's kind of been like that.
It has, and so I always kind of felt bad for him here. But, as far as U.S. title goes, he's always been solid champion. And like I said,
when they try to put him in that spot, it's very forced and nobody wants it.
No, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like I said, he's not hot anymore. And it's like, well, no, we want
he was not. He was not the second coming of Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, they kept trying to push it. And I said at that time, it'd go back to the early '80s or the late '80s in his career. I really think he could have actually went far or whatever, but no one wanted him up there. They kept kind of holding him down, and unfortunately, here we are. So
we got Brett title runs out of that.
It's all right, yeah. So we're good. So here we go. U.S. title on the line. Luger defending against Mean Mark. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about this match, what you liked about it, what you didn't. Give us your breakdown, your thoughts.
This match was too many holds.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like. Well, it's a wrestling match. It's supposed to be holds.
See this neck beard right here?
Yeah.
This is me going, you know what? It's wrestling. And you respect the art.
To see Mean Mark or The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, however you want to know him, we're not we don't know his
Space Bounty Hunter
wrestling.
from Suburban Commando.
Huh?
Space Bounty Hunter from Suburban Commando. That's how I
You're a
think
dead
of it.
man, Ramsey.
You're a dead man, Ramsey.
There it is. You can't do voices.
I can do that. That's my one. That's my one I can pull out.
You're a dead man, Ramsey.
But to see him kind of wrestle,
Yeah. Show more of a technical side.
I was very impressed with that.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that like there was, you know, Luger would grab it, armbar. I mean, they weren't like 20-minute arm bars or anything ridiculous like that. But it's like as soon as the action would start to fire up, then another arm bar.
Yeah.
Another wrist lock, and it's like
I'm sure they both kind of getting gas at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're right in the sense that it's like, you know, these are two power guys. Like they're not technical guys. They're power.
So Luger's not really known, at least to the WWF fans.
Yeah.
Not really known for that technical.
So you're thinking like this will just be like, you know, the first match we did 2 weeks ago, just a kick punch, you know, fight fest. And it was like, no, they slowed the pace down and
it was
actually wrestled, yeah.
Real quick, I mean,
go ahead,
just to go ahead, I skip around a lot. Best match of the trilogy, as far as the 3 matches that we watched from WCW. Right. Best match of the trilogy, I think.
Fair enough.
Interesting, you know, that, like you said, you know, he was less than a year or whatever.
Yeah.
But going for a title.
Rookie year, his rookie year in WCW. US title,
And, you know, I think that the only, I guess, the complaint, though, about the match is that, like, if you didn't know that the title was on the line, neither one of them really wrestled like it was on the line.
Okay,
and I don't care if it's a secondary title or the freaking light heavyweight championship or whatever you're wrestling. You need to make it look like you're fighting for that title.
It
because
matters.
regardless of what you think that to you, that needs to be very important. Yeah, I'm not getting the world heavyweight championship yet, but I will. You know,
I'm gonna dominate this division.
But, you know,
work my way up. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't feel that like you know that there was a title on the line.
This could have been a TV non-title match, and you had the same vibe to it.
You know, I mean, the WCW main events even at that time, like, you know, Flair and Sting and Luger when he was in, you know, and Dusty back in the day, and all these guys like
Steamboat and them,
they were fighting for a title.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, there was no question about it. Like,
you know, even
the
if the match,
prize in the game,
even if the matches weren't that great, like the passion and the I gotta win this was there.
Yeah.
And I know maybe I'm going a little too overboard for you know, a Luger, Mean Mark U.S. title match, but still, it was just like, this is a. Did they have a weekly TV show at that time?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, they did.
Not Nitro, but
yeah. Well, Saturday Night was their main show. That would have been like the equivalent of Raw or Nitro. But I want to say they had like the WCW Power Hour at one point.
But what I'm saying is that this match really wasn't any different. Than,
you could have
and being a bigger, you know, I guess you could say maybe an A or B level pay-per-view for the company, and be for the secondary title like that, like. It could have been a lot better.
Put a little bit more
but
time
still, in my opinion, best match of the 3 that we watched so far.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I definitely agree that the pace was definitely slower, especially when you see Luger's other matches from this era when he fought Barry Windham or Ric Flair. They didn't feel nearly as slow as this, and I agree with you there. However, I feel like he was taking a different tactic here. Maybe he realized that unlike his other opponents who are smaller and he can just kind of bulldoze them, he was like, okay, Mean Mark, he's bigger. I got to stay away from that heart punch. Let me try to work this guy down. So the fact that he's working the arm, it kind of makes sense that he's not, you know, keep that heart punch away from him. Try to bring the big man down. Here too, I kind of like the idea from a realistic standpoint that this is Taker's first challenge, or Mean Mark's first challenge, because with Johnny Ace, granted, you know, Ace got some offense early on and then toward the end of the match, but for the most part, that was just a 10-minute squash match with just Taker destroying Johnny Ace. Here, no. Like, it really was
Taker.
So here, it really is like, you know, you got these two guys who are, you know, almost evenly matched to a certain degree, and they're clashing with each other. So I like that idea that it did go more back and forth. To me, the highlight of this match, though, is Paul Heyman, or Paulie Dangerously. The scene where Luger ends up, you know, he goes for the hair, something like that, and he's like, Luger shouldn't be this good or proficient. He's on the phone, he's like, Murray! Yeah! Luger went for the headlock, and I'm just like, that's so fucking hilarious. I'm like, hey, who the fuck's Murray? B, kayfabe, there's a guy, like, in New York who's, like, either at home or he's still in the office, and he gets a phone call, and he's like, you know, no caller ID back in 90, he's just like, hey, Dangerously, what's up? What? Fucking headlock? From Luger? shit, tell him not to, get out of there. And so I just love the idea that this Murray guy is almost like counseling Heyman over the phone.
He's like, well, he's a football player.
Exactly.
He's not supposed to be good at wrestling.
Yes, exactly. I'm just like, that's just fucking brilliant.
Dude.
So, to me,
crazy
the highlight
they would have allowed something like that at the time,
So the fact that Heyman, he really did add, like I said, I agree with you that this match really did kind of lack that big match vibe, I guess. It didn't have the excitement, like you said, like a title match should have.
Yeah.
And I feel like Heyman definitely elevated up to a certain level. Like, even though it wasn't up here, he definitely brought it up a little bit.
Heyman was maybe the highlight. I mean, really,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, and so like I said, for me, that was probably easily my favorite part right there. We get to the end of the match, and so the whole match, and once again, at one point, Luger throws Mean Mark up for the torture rack, his finisher, right? Mm-hmm. Spins it around, referee gets, he tumbles down, he's fucking out, right? Heyman runs in, Paulie Dangerous runs in with his cell phone. Now, don't get me wrong, this was a big Zach Morris, but still, he clobbers Luger in the ribs, and Luger goes down and sells it like a motherfucker. Like, boom, I'm unconscious. And I'm like, would you not just be like, fuck, and then go down, maybe stumbles to the knee, and fuck, no, he, boom, down, fucking dead, like, killed him. I'm just like, really? To the point that Mean Mark covers him, slow cover.
Oh, yeah,
the referee does the shit, okay, 1, 2, kicks out. I'm like, it was a cell phone to the ribs. Wasn't a steel chair. It's literally a cell phone to the ribs. And it was just kind of like, really? Right there, he's down. He's down from the fucking cell phone.
There it is.
Wake up! And Luger's just like, oh, I can't move. I can't move. The impact of that cell phone from Paulie Dangerously. Not even like Mean Mark himself did the heart punch the cell phone into the ribs. No, it was Paulie fucking Dangerously. And I don't know if you ever saw the match with him and Cornette, the tuxedo match. He does like the limp-wristed, like, ugh. And it's like, it's that guy who literally just leveled Luger with a phone.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever, Luger gets up, and of course at this point Mean Mark takes over, and I love this is the dumbest ending, but at the same time it brings me joy. He sets him up against the rope. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna hit you in the chest with my fist. You hear me? It's coming. Oh, and he comes, and then of course Luger was
in the face. Yeah.
I was like, in my mind, Luger is unconscious, and then he's just like, wait a minute, he's gonna hit me with a hard punch. He's gonna hit me in the chest. Oh, she's coming! And throws it up. Like, if maybe Mean Mark didn't say shit and just did it, probably could have got the win, but no, he's just like, hey, you! Just so you know what I'm going to do, within the next 10 seconds, I'm going to drive this into your chest. You're going to fall down. I'm probably going to go up to the rope, drop an elbow. You know what? This is going to happen, and I'm going to win that title. You ready for it? Because here it comes, and then it gets foiled. He's just like, I can't believe he got foiled. Clothesline to end the match. Not even like a massive. He just like, oh shit, clothesline, 1, 2, 3. Now, granted, Mean Mark gets right back up, so it doesn't make him look super weak. It was just almost like it stunned him enough to get the win. But still, it was just kind of like, maybe you should leave and go to another company because it's like they really kind of made you feel kind of gooberish here. So
interesting tidbit.
Oh, throw my way.
Not only were there 14,000 people in the arena, no telling how many people were watching around the world on pay-per-view, but there was one particular viewer of this match.
And who might that be?
Mr. Vincent K. McMahon.
Whoa.
And I guess Mark knew. Mark had a severely dislocated hip.
Okay.
And wrestled this match injured because he knew he had those eyes on him.
Yeah, he had his shot. He had his opportunity.
Unfortunately, didn't win him over.
Not a fan.
But Bruce Pritchard was able to talk him into it, and as we know,
he definitely championed for him.
So Vince watched this match.
Yeah, like I said, this match.
So instead of bring him up for a tryout match, it's like, nah, just watch.
don't fly him.
Luger,
we'll watch him. I think it is interesting though too that we actually see old school. The actual move, like not just him walking the ropes and dropping elbow, like he actually does old school, which I thought was really unique and. In the time, it had to be like, holy shit.
When I saw that, I was like, that's why they call it that.
There it is.
Again,
So, really kind of cool thing there. So yeah, he hits him. Of course, Luger clotheslines him, ends up hitting Heyman as well. 1, 2, 3. still U.S. champion. This would be Mean Mark's final match in WCW. He'd be shipping out shortly after this. So, star rating, what do you got?
I'm gonna give it 2.
2. What do you think about the match overall?
Would have got a 3 again, except for that lack of passion with the, there was no title on the line.
Yeah, I got you.
I didn't feel like there was. Best match of the 3. Best match of the prequel trilogy.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, pretty back and forth. Got to see a little bit of, and again, maybe he did this more in other matches. I just, but a little bit more.
From what we've seen, though, is the only 3 matches we've seen. So.
Of what Mark Calloway can do in the ring.
Yeah. I think performance-wise, it was definitely his best outing, obviously.
There was some technical wrestling, there was some brawling, there was some high-flying stuff. That
some crazy chicanery, some cheating. I mean, it really was a smorgasbord.
Awesome and incredible performance by Paul Heyman.
Oh yeah, dude, Paul Heyman he stole it. He stole the match for sure.
It's kind of a shame that he went. And maybe we'll talk about Heyman some other day. I'm sure we'll cross paths.
Definitely cross paths him again. Yeah,
but it's kind of a shame that he. I mean, thankfully he did though. Formed his own company.
Oh yeah, no, the path he took was definitely.
He probably had a much more positive, depending on who you ask, impact on pro wrestling starting ECW than he would have remaining a manager.
WCW,
to think he didn't, because he wasn't in WCW much longer after that, was he? A couple, 2 or 3 years?
About a couple more years, because he does do the, he leaves, and I don't know what the story was behind that. He gets suspended for something, but when he comes back, he forms a dangerous alliance with Rick Rude and Steve Austin. And but after that, it's shortly after that he ends up leaving. So yeah, about another 2 years or so.
So it's like hindsight, it's like absolutely thank you for leaving and creating ECW and all that. But at the time, I'm thinking like, man, how come he,
Yeah.
Because he excellent manager.
Oh yeah,
and probably would rank higher on the list had he.
I think, and honestly, from what I've seen, now I haven't, first admit I haven't watched a lot, but from what I've seen from this era, he's my number 2 as far as NWA, WCW goes. Cornette's clearly my number 1, but then Heyman is definitely my number 2. I mean, just
I'm fine with that.
And it's not even like big. I mean, he's up there. I mean, and this match pretty this match. He's pretty good. He's kind of like Slick though for me, and I don't mean that in a weird I know, oh god, but Slick was always kind of like that C-level. Manager. You had Heenan, Hart, and then Slick, in my opinion. And I feel like in NWA, WCW, it's Cornette, Heyman, Long.
Really? Number 3, huh?
Yeah. Because, I mean, Paul Ellering, I like, but it's like, he was managing the Road Warriors. So, it's like, your job's done. Like, I could manage Road Warriors.
But you watch his promos with them, and even like when he, in other companies too.
AWA, yeah.
He was always behind them. Doing manager stuff. They were doing all the really.
Like he really was a legit manager. You know what I mean? Like
But Cornette and Teddy Long and all these guys would they would stand in front of their guys.
They're the mouthpiece.
Listen to me. Jimmy Hart. All the greats. Paul Ellering was always like behind them. He was still saying, but I mean the Road Warriors were doing all the talking.
Exactly.
There really wasn't any reason for him to be there other than just to kind of be there.
Well, I mean, I guess in real life, he was almost like their legit road manager.
I don't think there was an almost about
so, whereas everybody else was their on-screen manager, maybe they did help out here and there, he was their, life manager. So, in that essence, I'm like, yeah, sure, I mean, he's going to get a big pass. But as far as TV or even kayfabe, I'm like, bro, your job's done. Like, they got this. Like, they don't need you. Whereas, arguably, the other people needed their managers kind of thing. So,
but anyways, but that's what, going back to this match.
Yeah.
I miss managers.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's lost art, and it's unfortunate.
The ones that we do have nowadays are, except for Heyman.
That's it.
But, we only see him every once in a while because, his client is...
I miss managers that have a huge stable of guys that aren't connected. Like, I hate, whenever you get, a guy who manages more than one, but, I know Titus guy would have, he's Titus Worldwide.
Worldwide?
It's
with many princes, and very important.
Exactly. And it's just they just get cobbled together in tag matches, so really he's managing a tag team. He's not even managing a stable guy. And I feel like that's what's missing from wrestling today.
Even in the... and we'll talk about this in the coming weeks, but right there, just barely pre-Attitude Era, and right in the beginning of the Attitude Era, there was a lot of stables.
Yeah,
it was gang warfare and stuff.
Yeah,
had.
Absolutely.
No managers even in those things really. DX had China, which wasn't really a manager.
No,
wasn't a valet either. Kind of just one of the guys.
Yeah, she really was.
But, I mean, it's like I think about that even like with the Nation, Farouk kind of acted as the mouthpiece, but not in a manager role. It's like even the stables that we did have that time still didn't have managers.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I think there was a time whenever and people, guys watching interviews and stuff said that Vince was trying to just get rid of managers altogether.
He's not a fan apparently, but like I said, I missed it. To me, it's a lost art. So for me, I'm giving the match 2 stars as well.
Okay.
So overall, 2 stars. But I will say it's not my favorite of the 3. To me, if I had to if you're just like, hey, we gotta watch one more match again, I want to watch the street fight.
Really?
I think that to me is probably more entertaining for me. But I will say that I think Mean Mark's performance in this is probably the best of 3. Clearly, he improved quite a bit just in that short time. And this match, like I said, I mean, when you look at it on paper, I mean, I know hindsight's different and everything, but I mean, I guess the match did do what it's supposed to do. Luger was looked kind of like a goober that he couldn't capture that world title, and you can just tell they were holding that U.S. title for him. So he had to come back down and give a credible fight, but at the same time, you weren't going to put him with a serious contender. So it's like, yeah, call it Mean Mark. Yeah. It's a big guy. It's going to look legit.
Yeah, maybe not a serious contender, but to the fans,
exactly.
Yeah, this
maybe
guy,
he could.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
If he was a Mark, he'd be like, yeah, that could happen, So, but yeah, I feel like the match definitely did what it's set out to do. But then when you look at that from that perspective, it's just kind of like it meant nothing.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like, unfortunately,
I get you.
all 3 matches were kind of like that. Where
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if none of these 3 matches happened, it wasn't a big deal. We didn't really get the official skyscraper Road Warrior match we wanted. They even omitted the Johnny Ace Taker match off of the tape. And then here it's just like, we just need Luger to do something at Great American Bash so people don't forget that, oh yeah, we got U.S. champion. But overall, it wasn't offensive. It wasn't boring. I enjoyed it. 2 stars together. We said 2, so average out 2 stars. Our highest rated match so far on the show. So that's it. What?
In conclusion,
any final thoughts
to the trilogy of we just took a small blink into the pre-Undertaker Mark Calloway.
I mean, really a blip on the timeline.
Overall, his time in WCW to you, even though we've already said in all 3 episodes we didn't watch them.
Yeah.
And have only gotten little tidbits here and there between now and then. I
mean, I feel like just like I think last week I brought up the whole Batman kind of analogy. I feel like this is kind of like his training stage.
Yeah.
I feel like in real life as well as kayfabe, you needed this just to kind of expose him to something else. He took some stuff, he learned some stuff, he hopefully learned from his mistakes, and now it's like, okay, boom. Tying it to the mythos, like I did in the first episode. He loses him. He thought changing managers would help him out, and it did. Got him a U.S. title match, but he lost, and he's just like, I'm done. I don't know. I this ain't working out. Something's not right.
think he went out and wandered in the desert.
He did. He actually went back to old Death Valley because he left Death Valley initially. That's when he went to college. He lived in Death Valley, left college. The family friend Paul Bear was running the mortuary there.
Top there.
And he goes back there, and he's just like, you know what, Paul? It just didn't work out there. And he's like, I'm just going to work here for a little bit. Clear my head. Be me for once. I'm tired of running around in fucking tights. Like, God damn it. I want to wear the tie. I want to wear my shirt.
Yeah.
Let me work with you. And that's what happened. And we'll pick up from that mythos in the next episode. But right now, where we left off, as far as I'm concerned, as soon as this match is over, he went back to Death Valley, and he's working as an Undertaker. Yep. That's it.
And join us next week while we
Good.
And join us next week when we officially start our journey into the Darkside.
For Daniel,
Simon Terrell.
guys, we'll catch you next week.